Hi, this is Bay here, and this will be the last video of POE2. Yeah, just to cover a couple of things. If you're not used to how the format works in this channel, so on average, what will happen is whenever a new league starts with POE, I will play quite a bit of it, or make videos of whatever I'm playing, guides, etc., and try to help people along if they want to play the same build. And so at the end of it, usually at some point in the middle of the league, I get kind of bored, meaning that I kind of stop having fun playing the game, okay? And I always have a rule in life: if you don't find something fun to do, and as long as you're not obligated to do it, then don't do it. So, yeah, PoE is a hobby for me, it's not a job. I play it whenever I feel that I enjoy it. And when I stop enjoying the process of playing the game, I stop playing the game, right? And I stop making content around the game. And so I think we've reached a point where I think I've exhausted all that PoE2 has to offer me. I look at it and, there's not really many different options available. The game isn't diverse enough for me to, like, let's say, create a new build and feel like it will be fun to play. I think a lot of the endgame builds, or the builds that can do, like, pinnacle content, generally fall within a very narrow range. Yeah. Stacking. There are some builds that aren't stacking, but they're just not the strongest. So as a result, I'm kind of like meh about the game. Yeah. Anyway, since I'm closing off the league, I want to thank you guys for coming along. The channel has grown quite a bit, mainly because I've made a popular build. If I didn't make a popular build, I don't think you guys would be here, with the exception of a few of you. And yeah, if you, as usual, if you find this meaningful for you, like if you like the content I'm putting out, go ahead and continue to be subscribed. But if you really don't like it, and you don't like the fact that, let's say for example, I'm not as active when the league ends, feel free to unsubscribe. I'm quite chill about this. I was gonna say something like, it's quite funny. Okay, how do I know when it is time to stop the league? It is when work comes in, and I'm actually more interested in doing the work than I am in actually playing the game. So, yeah, I think we've come to that point where I'm actually more keen to be doing my day job than I am to be playing PoE. And that kind of tells you, like, that the league is over for me. Tells me that the league is over for me. Yeah. All right. Maybe a couple more comments on the state of the game. I'm not sure if there will be a developer that watches random YouTube videos and hopefully they get mine, but I'll at least give like my 2 cents about how I've experienced PoE2. For one, I like the direction they've taken with Axe, so I like the pacing, I like the difficulty of Axe. And then when it hits endgame, it kind of feels like the endgame is a worse PoE1, so it feels like there are two different games in the game itself, in PoE2 itself. You have PoE2, the direction of PoE2 that I think they intended the game to be in X itself, and then when you hit endgame, I don't think they actually fleshed it out. Like, they didn't have a product to give us, and so they gave us PoE1, but with way less things. So it's a worse version of PoE1 for the endgame. I like the pacing of it, meaning that in, like, for example, X, I like the process of learning bosses, dodging stuff, not just deleting everything, right? And I like that it's not so dense, right? The mechanics are not so dense, so you're not pressured to clear screens instantaneously. Whereas when it goes to, like, maps, it kind of feels like if you're not clearing the screen instantaneously, you have to really have a super tanky character or you'll die. And if you're not wiping bosses instantaneously, like Arbiter 5, you're gonna die unless you're really, really tanky. And I think that's a really bad system of doing things. Like, it's basically PoE1 over again, right? As I mentioned. Yeah. Yeah, GG, please nerf stacking. Like, I understand that you feel that, I understand GG has this perspective that you should be rewarded for the investment you put into a build, but at the same time, I feel like PoE2's strategy has always been to, or PoE2's direction has been to give player power, but at the expense of something, right? And you don't get power for free, right? And so, like, if you go to the bottom side of the tree, there are a lot of nodes that just go like, well, you get X, but you lose Y. And it feels like when it comes to stat stacking, there's not enough of that, right? I think any item that gives you bonuses per stat should also give you penalties per stat. Like, I think Archmage penalty should be higher, right? I think the mana cost idea is cool. I think maybe it should just be like either the damage should be toned down, or the mana cost should be toned like way up, right? And then people will go like, okay, well, I can't do Archmage hit builds like multicast, like no, I'm not limited. No, I'm now limited by cast speed, so I have to do stuff like ignite or poison or something like that, right? Then it changes the archetype a little. But right now it feels like, mana is free, so people just don't care and they just spam whatever Archmage supported skill is infinitely. I think that's not ideal. Yeah. Alright. Thank you all of you guys who have been here in the what was it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Special thanks to Warmth, Talazar, and yeah, you two guys are like the most I always see you guys pop up either on stream or in you guys will chat with me in game. Yeah. And that has been very helpful in keeping my sanity at times. Yeah, so just saying thanks, shout out to you guys. And yeah, that's it. End of the league for me. And hope you guys have a good time ahead. If you have any more questions about any build that I've made recently, just put a comment. Try to at least do some research and do some thinking before you ask for answers. But I mean, most of you can't help yourself. Can't help yourselves. Just ask away. I'll do my best to help you if I can. Hey, peace. I'm out. Bye.